You want some coffee?
I do. Thank you,
It's funny though, because like when we were there, like you forget for a hot minute how. Oh, don't come to this.
You're talking to who?
You, but no one's on yet. But it's alive if they do decide to come on. But I forget for a minute how easy our coffee machine is until I'm with other coffee machines.
Oh.
You know, and then I was like,
with other why would you say that in front of our
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that.
We weren't with other coffee machines.
No, we were never with another coffee machine. I would never be with another coffee machine. Good morning, you guys. We would never cheat on our coffee machine. Hey, Renee.
It's going to make us bad coffee this morning.
Oh, man.
You cuckolded it.
Oh, no. Not the coffee. Oh, no.
You did a coffee cuckold.
Oh, God. Don't say it. We got to buy milk today. This is going to be the end of our milk.
I'll go out.
Yeah, we'll go to the store later. We haven't got shopping since we got back anyway. Not too bad. We're very late shopping.
Yeah.
It's the end of our rope. Hi. I'm telling the coffee machine that you're cheating. No. Don't tell on us, please. Can't do it. It's Saturday. Good morning. Oh, thank you, Kylie. That's very sweet of you. Very sweet. You have a question? Tell me, what is your question? You're going to see MJ tonight? I saw the posters for that, and I was thinking maybe we should go. I was conflicted about it, but I did think about it.
You did, horrible things.
I know. That was my conflict.
Is that part of the musical?
I doubt it.
They left that part out?
Yeah, I'm guessing they left that part out. I haven't seen it yet. But I did see the signs, and I did debate it. You're coming up here, right, Rosie? It was part of your season tickets. That makes sense. I don't know what happened, but my Snaky Forever account says you blocked me. I didn't block anyone, honey. You might have been blocked because you're underage. Sometimes TikTok blocks people who are underage, but I didn't block anybody. I haven't blocked anyone in probably like a year. Actually, that's not true. I did block someone recently, but not you. It was over the summer. They were jerks. Yeah.
I know.
But it was a full adult who I blocked. Good morning, everybody. What? Debatable if they were a full adult? True. They were age-wise a full adult, but mentally not sure. TikTok doesn't allow screenshots anymore. They don't? What do you mean about that? How's that? How can they not allow screenshots? How can they control it? How can they not allow it? Did you guys see my nails? What do we think? Are we happy? Thank you. I appreciate you making that just to watch my videos. I think they're kind of fun, right? Is your store closed? It looks like I need a code to get in. You know what? I am completely sold out right now. So the best thing to do is just follow and turn on post notifications because I have a new restock coming in January and it will be open to the public. There will be slime available to the public in January. So, oh no, Autumn is being fussy. All right, baby Autumn, don't be fussy. My birthday was wonderful. Secret Boyfriend took me to an absolutely lovely, really, really cool restaurant. We loved the whole vibe of the place. All the food was amazing. It was really, yeah, the asymmetry is nice, right? It's kind of fun. We did a whole bunch of, it was delicious, I guess is what I'm saying. They had great cocktails. They had great everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can't think, the bread, the soup was so good.
Yeah.
I had the most amazing chestnut soup. Wild. Yeah, hi Joy. Hi Joy. Good morning, Jen.
That was
hey.
your favorite thing out of everything?
The soup?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually.
Really?
The soup with that bread, unreasonably good. Unreasonably good. I definitely felt the win on that one.
That's good.
Yeah. Here's your coffee, darling. I felt the win on that one. We need to buy frozen fruit also when we buy milk.
Yeah.
Milk, frozen fruit, some other stuff.
Avocados.
Yeah, we should just do a run. Yeah. It's alright. We can go buy stuff. It's not a big deal. How's everyone else doing? What all did you do? You all do yesterday? Forget me. It's not my birthday anymore. What'd you guys do? You can still screenshot? Okay, that's cool. You should put peanut butter in it. No. So yeah, what's everyone else doing? Thanks for the new follow. If anyone else is new here and likes stuff like this, please, you know, drop me a follow. Boring stuff. Aaron's trying to convince Kyle that we need 100 espresso pods. I just basically like order. I usually order like 40 or 6. No, I guess I do order like 70 at a time. It's true. Yeah, I do. Yeah. You're kind of right. You do. You might as well just get a bunch. You get the free shipping and call it a day, right? Yeah. No, they don't go bad. We just keep them in a little cupboard, and it's nice to never be worried about running out of coffee. You know what I mean? 2 free sleeves if I get 10. Oh yeah, do it. It's totally worth it. 2 free sleeves is a good chunk. Oh, they're on sale right now, Grace? Oh, maybe we should get some.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah. Because then I can get the other kind.
Yeah, we have room to store them.
Yeah. That's not a bad idea, actually. We should do that later. There are a couple of pods from our lovely advent calendar that I would like to get that we didn't get in our last order, so maybe I should just do that. Maybe I should just do it. All right. You love my hair. Thank you so much. This hair is courtesy of Secret Boyfriend's birthday present to me. I have a little rough few days, and seeing you live makes me... Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. My favorite... you know what? Usually I'm a Malesio girl, but recently I've been enjoying the Vita, the little pink one. I really like that one. Yeah, those are my go-tos. I love Bianco Doppio. That's a great one. Bianco Doppio is a great one. Becca, wait, what's going on with Becca? Other than a lot of sick family members. I've liked all the double espresso so far, but I drowned them in creamer. Yeah, I mean, I put a fair amount as well. The caffeine kick is nice, though.
How can you make it taste good? No way to say that one.
She makes it taste good with cream and milk and all sorts of lovely things. That's where I've decided to... I just made Secret Boyfriend laugh so hard that it sent him into a coughing fit. You love my treat. Thank you. Wait, can I tell you guys something about boomers that I think is absolutely wild? I don't think you and I have talked about this yet. I was going to tell you, but then I couldn't tell you, and then I forgot when I was able to tell you.
Yeah.
Boomers are wild, y'all.
Yeah, I know. What is it?
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll text her after, Liz. You've never seen my hair down? Oh yeah, this is my hair. When we were on the airplane, we were next to a woman. I was sitting next to a woman who could not stop coughing for the life of her. Could not stop coughing for the life of her.
Yeah,
and I was like, man, like,
it was bad.
It was bad. And so I just kept my body turned away from her so that, like, my face, like, I kept my face, like, in Secret Boyfriend's sweater or in my own to, like, not, like, put myself at risk or whatever. But, like, she should not have been on the plane. She was, like, hacking up a cough. It wasn't like every once in a while I'll, like, go, you know, if I need to clear my throat from something, that's not an actual cough. I'm not sick. You know what I mean? Like, it's fine. But, like, she was, like, hacking up a lung. She was sick. It was pretty obvious. And I was like, maybe you, like, don't get into a small space with a bunch of other humans. Like, I don't know. Generally could be a little more polite than that. It was wild.
Montserrat drank, like, almost all of the bowl already.
We didn't refresh the Montserrat yesterday, did we?
We did.
Oh, we didn't refresh that one yesterday. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Thirsty boy?
Thirsty boy, I guess.
All right, well, we can refill it again. Last time I flew, I was next to a guy coughing and eating like an iPad kid. He looked 30 and it was nasty. Gross. I still wear a mask when flying for that reason. I don't blame you.
It's amazing. It's like holding on to these. Do you see the little piece of condensation?
I do, in between the leaves. I can see them.
It's
Our
amazing.
Monstera, you guys, it's
so-
kicking.
so-
It is
it's so
living
fun.
right now. It is so healthy. It is so happy. It loves me as a plant mom. It's like, you're the best plant mom ever. Thanks for the water.
Right?
It is such a flex. I know, Grace. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we're gonna do a smoothie dance. Hi, Anya.
Boom.
Morning. Yeah, I for the longest time was like, I could never have plants because I'm not good at keeping them alive, but now I feel rejuvenated in my plant parentdom. I feel like I did a good job with our plant babies, so I'm like, more plants, make more babies, make more plant babies. I don't know. How do you? Grace feels good about it. I know that. Grace is like, sure, make more plant babies, whatever. Everyone else is like, maybe. Yeah, we can send that person to boomer jail for sure.
We can send the what?
We can send the coughing lady to boomer jail. That's fine.
Oh,
Yeah, she can go to boomer jail.
It's
Yeah,
been a millennial in the White House and then create boomer jail.
yeah. Let's put her in boomer jail.
Sell this shit.
You shouldn't be on a plane coughing up a lung next to healthy people. Don't do it. I put the phone down and all I heard was make more babies. No, plant babies. Plant babies. We're making more plant babies. You should see our Monstera. Our Monstera is extremely prolific. It makes new babies all the time.
We are legit either gonna have to get a bigger pot for
Or
this
split
thing,
it.
or split
Like your
it.
mom did with the snake plant. That was a pretty good idea, actually.
Yeah, but even then, her pot that she split it were like 2 way bigger pots.
We could put one right here next to this lamp on the floor. It could be a floor-sized pot right there. There's space.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We should just buy a
bigger
floor
plant
one
for it.
And just have like a giant monstera.
Yeah.
It's going that direction.
It is. Our Monstera, just while we were gone, got 3 new leaf babies, and we were only gone 6 days. 3 new leaf babies. And when you talk about Monstera leaves, we're not talking about like little tiny leaves. We're talking about like leaves.
I mean, it's growing up high now.
Yeah. It's
It-
happy.
It was a little bit droopy.
It was
before,
droopy for a bit, but we fixed it. We course corrected, and now we have a happy
It
Monstera.
did a surprising amount of reconfiguration while we were gone too.
Yeah. I wish we had set up that time lapse. That would have been so cool.
Yeah. We could still set up a time lapse.
Yeah, we were thinking about time lapsing our plants while we were gone to see what they did when we weren't here, because like you think that nothing's going on,
Well, no, we know them.
but
We
like
literally see it change every
they
day.
move every day. They're like,
No, this plant specifically.
Yeah.
I see it. I see the change every day.
Yeah.
So I water it every
yeah,
day.
yeah. No, that would be so cool. I would pay money to see that. Well, I have good news for you, Grace. You're already subscribed to my channel that costs money, so you don't have to pay anymore.
I'll set up a time lapse with my camera.
Yeah, we should, right? It's kind of
It
cool.
has a time lapse mode.
Yeah.
Just have to,
Maybe after we repot it, we'll like see what it does once it's here, and if it leans that way, you know, kind of interesting.
That's a good idea. That's a really
This
pretty
smoothie's
plant.
amazing. It's a beautiful plant.
I don't like this guy's making this leaf. Yeah, there you go. That's better. Frankly, I want this leaf to go past this one.
Because it's so new baby.
It's a baby. I mean, it's
Give it room to grow. Yeah, it's very interesting. I'll have to show
Its
you.
dad is he's a real thick boy, and he was hurt so bad that he doesn't care.
Yeah, it's
He's a
true.
paraplegic.
One of our plant leaves is a paraplegic, and
It came that way.
it came that way to us, and it has produced so many children. It's the strongest.
It creates the prettiest children, the biggest
He's so
children.
good. It's such a good little leaf dad. I don't know if you can repot a Monstera in the winter. That's a good question. I just walked into my office and Ollie's been here. Enjoy slime jars. Uh-oh. Oh, no.
That's fun.
There's empty slime jars in your office. No good. It's trying to live. It is trying to live. All right. Shelly's here. Good morning, Shelly. Oh, hi. Oh, hi. All right, we're gonna read right now because we can, because it's Saturday and that's a thing that we can do. You missed the notification. No! Anything but that. Wait, am I crazy or has our upstairs elephant possibly passed away?
No, it's still Christmas. They're probably still visiting family.
Oh. You're watching the Legally
Passed
Blonde?
away! Crystal Spirit gone.
Renee thought it was funny. Which Legally Blonde are you watching? The musical or the movie? Both are great.
I will use
Repot in mid to late June, so it won't be shocked because this. Okay, so we can't repot it until June.
Even in California?
Even in California. The movie Legally Blonde is great, and that is actually one that Secret Boyfriend and I have watched together. True, Rosie, true.
I guess we did almost do that just by accident the first time we got it.
Was it June? No, it was August, right?
When did we move in here?
September.
Oh. We got way later than that. Never mind.
The bootleg of seemingly high school production of Legally Blonde is so funny to me. It is hilariously bad.
What is?
There's a bootleg of a high school production of Legally Blonde out there, and
That's
it is unideal.
Well, most high school productions are, right?
Right, so why would you put it out there publicly?
What's it look like? It's probably like somebody being like, look at this shit. You know?
Yeah, not nice. Hey, Danielle. All right.
Is it really a bootleg if it's a high school production?
Yes, because technically it's still illegal to have it.
What does that mean?
To record a production of any licensed musical like that, you have to pay rights. So it's always going to be a bootleg if it's not paid for.
I mean, so if you get the license in your high school to do Legally
And your
Blonde,
parent records you, it's technically a bootleg, yes.
but no one's gonna actually.
No one's pressing charges on them or anything like that. But it technically is a bootleg by definition.
I see.
There's a random adult in the production too. That's weird. I hate it. You just finished The Sound of Freedom on Amazon and you're angry. What is Sound of Freedom on Amazon?
Do you want to get this bootleg and just watch it?
Yeah, kind of. I want to.
I never
be
told you,
it.
but I have a source for musicals.
You didn't tell me that. What? Why? What?
For bootleg musicals.
Can I have Merrily We Roll Along?
See, they have it.
Can I have the Anne Hathaway Raul Esparza production of Twelfth Night?
Don't know.
I want to have the confidence of the slime tutorial recorders. I mean, truly. They're saying, somebody said hi to you. Amy said hi.
Hello, Amy.
I also, so when I was but a young one, I used to audio record slime tutorials, but we didn't have the cameras that exist now to make the like video recordings the way that they do now. So all of us were making audios, but I was an audio slime tutorial maker when I was younger.
Baby Sasha.
Baby Sasha was, yes. It actually worked out in the end because I became friends with a composer as a result, because there was a composer who wanted the slime tutorial that I have of their own show. It was funny. Yeah, I told you this, remember? I made a recording of Tale of Two Cities, and the woman who wrote it never got to have a recording of it.
There was a composer who wanted the slime tutorial.
Slime tutorial is what the internet calls.
I forgot.
Just so that people don't get caught, they
I
call them
forgot
that.
the
Yeah. It is kind of funny. It's so sad. This is the thing. Union rules. Okay, like I'm all for people getting good wages and things like that, and I understand that unions fight for those things, but as far as the arts go, unions are not always the best thing.
No, they don't allow things to be archived
because they
preserved for history.
Correct, exactly.
It's insane.
And they also put up roadblocks to a lot of situations, and one of those situations is getting a recording. Hey Becca, how are the babies? Getting a recording even just for the people who are in it for posterity, or the person who wrote it for posterity. So this show closed before a recording was made, and that means that the people who were a part of it will never have a recording of what they did there on Broadway. So it just disappears into the ether and is gone.
If I was on a show, I would never ever not record it.
Right.
Just to have my own.
So I just had my phone in my pocket when I went to the show, and I recorded it from the front row. And so the entire cast and creative crew have my copy of that, because not a lot of people saw that show, and I did. And so what they have
is jail.
Yeah, probably.
That's a confession.
Yeah, but
Broadway jail for you.
Broadway jail for me. I've already been in
God.
Broadway jail.
Most fabulous jail ever.
What do you mean you've been to Broadway?
I told you they sent me to Broadway jail for the rent thing.
Oh, that's right. Sasha went to Broadway jail.
I did. I went to Broadway jail for rent.
For stalking.
Not for stalking, for cleaning.
For cleaning the.
For cleaning the Niederlander. I went. If you are ever at this this still happens. This happens all the time. If you're ever at a Broadway show and you hear people talking, if you're ever at the Niederlander specifically or around, it happens everywhere. But if you hear people talking about the group of kids who cleaned the Niederlander and got banned from rent, ringleader.
Who's shocked? Raise your hands.
Raise your hand if it surprises you. No. I cleaned the theater and got banned for months. It's true.
Baby Sasha was a menace,
Rebel with a cause.
A menace to society.
Rebel with a cause.
Yeah.
One of my favorite moments.
I wish I knew Baby Sasha.
What?
I wish I knew Baby Sasha.
You wouldn't have liked Baby Sasha. You would have been so annoyed with her. She was so wild.
Wild.
So it did need to be cleaned. It did need to be cleaned, Amy. You're right.
Cleaning. I'm not sure how to define.
We did it at 2 a.m. so that no one would know that we were there. And there were a lot of us, so we weren't alone. Right, seriously, Grace. So we weren't. Yeah, I'm Monica. I'm definitely the Monica. Yeah, yeah. Monica. So we did it really early in the morning so that after everyone, the security guards had left for the day, we went and just wildly cleaned the front of the theater because we wanted the graffiti off of it before the original cast members came back. We didn't want them to have to see it all graffitied. And a group of people leaving a bar walked by while we were doing it around 2:30 or 3 a.m. And one of the guys in the group was like, "Do you think that they're doing community service?" And another guy, and the other guy was like, "No, man, they're theater kids. This is their home. They want to do this." And then we were like, "Correct," and kept cleaning. We were like, "No, we are not degenerates, and we were not forced to do this." It was very funny. I'll never forget that. To a community service with no monitor at 2 a.m. with we had magic erasers scrubbing the front of the theater and jugs of water that we were using to clean it. Yeah.
Baby Sasha, menace to society.
My biggest mistake was not cleaning it. My biggest mistake was hanging a sign on the front of the theater with the rules in New York against graffitiing. That is how I got caught. If I had just cleaned and left, I never would have gotten caught. But the reason I got caught was because I left behind a sign that said, "These are the rules against graffiti in New York City. Please keep our theater clean." And that's how I got caught.
How'd you get caught? Or how would that get you caught?
Because I think putting something on the theater was the most egregious part of what I had done. So because I affixed something to a building, that was actually more illegal than the
non-union job. You gotta have a union guy come over and then 3 union guys watching him and 1 union guy,
exactly.
Massaging him while he puts up the sign.
Exactly. Yeah. So.
Unions.
But there's pictures of it. We have pictures of the whole thing. All my friends were there, and we go, and we have pictures of the before and after. We did a great job, honestly. Yeah.
How long were you banned for?
A couple months.
They you went before the rent council, and they're like.
No, what happened was they announced that the show was closing permanently, and they felt really bad, and they were like, "Ah, crap, we should probably let these little redheads come back one last time." And they let us back in. They were like, Jonathan wouldn't have wanted us to kick out his biggest fans before they closed the show.
Jonathan Larson.
They did not give us a letter to frame that we were banned. That would have been great, but they stopped letting us participate in the lottery, and that is the only way that we could afford to get tickets. We were not allowed to lottery anymore, and they would not sell us tickets at the theater, like student tickets or any of that stuff. So I guess technically we probably could have gotten someone to sneakily, I don't know, because we were told that our picture was hung up in the back. So I don't know if somebody else got us a ticket online in their name, would we have gotten caught, or would we have been able to sneak into a seat? I never thought about that at the time. Or would they have caught us at the door and been like, "No, we have a picture of these folks. They're not allowed in the building." I don't actually know the answer to that. But we did get banned from. No, well, I didn't have rainbow hair at the time, actually. I think I had just solid purple hair. I can't remember. Or maybe my hair was still brown.
Brown hair?
Yeah.
Harsh the thought.
I know. I don't know. Anyway, it was very funny, and or it's only funny in hindsight. The moment we cried, we were very sad.
Did everyone cry?
I don't know who all cried, but I definitely cried.
How many boys were in this group?
6.
How are you not married to one of these psycho boys?
All gay.
Otherwise, definitely be married to him.
Marty was there.
Well, of course he was.
Yeah. Marty didn't cry, though.
I know he didn't.
Marty is
Marty
the
does not
straightest
cry.
gay man on the planet, actually.
Marty does not cry.
Marty does not
I
cry.
cry more than Marty.
You do. Marty is the straightest gay man that has existed in this world. It's like, he's almost embarrassing, actually, to like the gay community. Like sometimes they look at him and they're like, I'm not sure if we really want you. like they look at how he dresses and they're like, makeover? Anybody? Yeah, I'm shocked that his partner hasn't like given him a makeover yet. I think his partner just loves him so much that they're just like, whatever, but
Very funny.
Marty definitely, although honestly, Marty looks great with that beard. Have you seen him recently? He's grown it a little bit more. Do you look at the pictures they posted pictures from Christmas?
I don't see stuff like that.
Oh, right, you don't have social media. But
He looked good with his last beard.
he looked good when we saw
This
him
is
in person,
longer.
right? It's just very slightly longer. He isn't growing it out a lot. He just like he keeps it
It's well
trimmed.
kept, yeah.
Yeah, he's keeping it in good shape, but it's like he looks good with it.
Yeah, he grows a good beard.
Yeah, I was like, wow, Marty, like this is the best I've ever seen him look, honestly. Very, very pleased for him and for Caleb. You all have seen Marty though. I mean, he's been on this page a billion times. Neither Marty nor Caleb keep themselves off social media because they were both performers. And just like I tell my brother, there is no point in trying to stay off social media when you're literally trying to make your face your business. It's kind of dumb. It's one thing if you like want to stay private like you do. Your job doesn't require your face in anything. But like their job's
Then
literally...
why don't you go on camera all the time?
Very funny. But your job, their job's
You like to go on
literally...
camera with my job all the time.
That's true, you do go on camera with your job all the time, but it's different. It's because you're in meetings.
Oh yeah.
Like my brother's face needs to be seen publicly or he can't be successful. Like if you're an actor, the less people who see your face, the less successful you are. That's just a fact.
You are correct.
Yes. If only like 25 people ever saw Leonardo DiCaprio, then he would be a famous actor. His social media is wild though. Anyway,
He has social media.
Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he only posts climate change stuff. That's it.
That's fun.
He doesn't post pictures
I mean, you know.
ever. It's
that's what he's
all
into.
it's all just
Um,
please save the planet.
Is he the change he wants it to be, or he just wants everyone else to change?
That's a good question.
I'm pretty sure he's taking jets and yachts around.
I don't know.
And
He seems pretty serious
He might
about
be using
it.
the same amount of energy as a
Small
small
corporation.
Midwestern city
Yeah.
on his own. But you know, we should all change.
Anyway, let's read about Key Ridge now that we've completely gone off the rails.
I think he should go fuck himself. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, babe, please. Rosie said, secret boyfriend coming hot with the logic. Too logic-y. Okay, what are you playing? Mario Wonder?
Don't judge me.
No, I want to know.
No, I'm playing Mario Maker too.
Mario Maker. That's what I meant to
Mario
say.
Wonder is cool, but
You're addicted to Mario Maker.
the problem with it is that it doesn't have Kaizo levels, and I like bouncing on things and dying over and over again.
Okay. Let's just read. Beep, beep, beep. Groaning, I leaned over the side of my bed and felt around for my phone to snooze the alarm once again. Last night, I'd stayed up until 4 a.m. tossing and turning. I cried again over Garrett, and then I got myself so worked up about the Giles situation that I managed to shed a few tears over that, too. There's no way he was actually into me. It was just him feeling vulnerable and confused. And then I cursed myself for being so self-deprecating. Of course he would like me. Why not? But then I broke down again and convinced myself that no one would ever truly love me and that I'd be alone forever. Overall, it was not an enjoyable night. I finally checked the time on my phone. Shit. Should have been at the lodge a few hours ago. Before I could race to put pants on, I saw that I had 2 texts from Bev. Bev, don't worry about coming in today. We're expecting a big storm, so it's going to be slow and you deserve a day off. I hope you're feeling better. I cursed in frustration, thinking again about yesterday. The fact that I had cried in front of everyone was already bad enough. Now I had to stress about facing Giles again after that kiss. That really good kiss.
It was impossible to keep my thoughts from drifting back to yesterday. He was a great kisser, and by judging how confidently he had moved his hands, he was probably great at everything else, too.
What do you think she means by that?
Beep, boop, beep. That's what I think she means by that.
That's cool. Wow, Giles. That's so neat.
Renee goes, wow. I had always thought Garrett and I had an okay beep boop beep life, and it had gone downhill recently.
Saucy.
Now with the truth finally revealed, I could see why. It was probably difficult for him to keep...
Garrett wouldn't kiss her, no.
It was probably difficult for him to keep up a sex drive for two women.
Garrett.
Well, we already knew Garrett was cheating on her. He made a baby with somebody else.
The same.
Terrible. I tried to remember the last time Garrett and I even had sex, and it dawned on me that it was 2 months ago. Oh, wait, no, that it was months ago. I don't know where I got the number 2. How did I put that in there? My brain just inserted 2. That's not even in the sentence. My brain literally inserted the word 2. Strange. No wonder just a few minutes with Giles had me all hot and bothered. I was desperate for some kind of action, and I hadn't even realized it. Giles. Sorry, guys. Sighing, I walked over to my tiny kitchen and started to brew a pot of coffee. Needs an espresso. I stared out the window. The sky looked dark, and the trees were blowing violently in the wind. This must be a precursor to the storm Bev had mentioned. I poured myself a very strong cup of coffee and put the pot back on for the rest to brew. Garrett had always hated when I did this. "You're ruining the rest of the pot," he would say. Since I was always the one up early enough to make the coffee, I ignored him and continued to pour myself a cup as soon as there was enough in the pot. He never noticed unless he caught me doing it, and then he would complain bitterly about the taste. Get an espresso. I collapsed on the couch and pulled my phone out to get some needed advice. Maddie, so this is a text message exchange that we're reading here.
Oh, this is 100% like autobiographical. All this.
Maybe. Who's to say? Maddie said, "I need your help." Frankie says, "Are you okay? I'm so sorry I sent that picture. I was just in shock." Maddie, "It's fine. I knew, and it was about time that I accepted it." Maddie, "I actually need help with something else." Frankie, question mark. Maddie, "Giles kissed me yesterday." Giles?
Giles.
Giles kissed me yesterday. Frankie, "What? How was it?" Maddie, "Kind of amazing." Frankie, I'm literally screaming. He's so attractive. I've got a Google image search pulled up now to get a visual of him making out with your face. Maddie, 1, gross. 2, stop stalking him. I need your advice. What the hell do I do now? I'm dreading running into him again. It's going to be so awkward. Frankie, why? Did it seem like he wasn't into it? Maddie, I think he was. It seemed like he was trying to take it further before we got interrupted. Frankie, then take it further. Maddie, like a rebound? Frankie, LOL, you can try, but you're so not a rebound girl. Maddie, I could be. Frankie, you dated your high school boyfriend for 3 years, and then you met Garrett and immediately got together, and now you're 8 years later in a serial monogamous situation. I groaned reading her words. She was right. I was a relationship kind of girl. I loved them, and getting married was still very much high on my priority list. It was tough for me to not to start fantasizing about a future with a guy as soon as he showed any interest. Maddie, it would be different did I do it again? Giles. Why can't I get this right? Why couldn't his name be John? It would be different with Giles. I can't live here forever. It would have to end when I move back home. Frankie, I fully expect you to move there if you start something with Giles. Have a nice life. Maddie, ha ha. Chewing my lip, I scrolled through my messages until I saw Giles' name. Bev must have given him my number back when I first started. The only text exchange we'd ever had was him telling me that Bev had something to do in town and was running late one day. My fingers hovered over my phone as I debated what to type. Maddie, hey, can we talk about what happened yesterday? I hit send and immediately threw my phone across the room onto the bed. Ugh, why couldn't I just play it cool? Now I had to anxiously wait for his response. I started to tidy the kitchen while periodically checking my phone for messages from Giles. After the 10th or so time, I had finally given up. If he wanted to pretend like nothing happened, I could do that too. His name should have been Throckmorton. I mean, honestly, I know how to pronounce that.
You said Giles again.
Did I?
Mm-hmm.
Giles? Needs to be Giles.
Yeah, I think it has to be.
Okay.
No one names their kid Giles.
It looks like Giles.
How is it spelled?
Giles.
I think it's still Giles.
Whatever. Unfortunately, after I stopped obsessing about Giles, I just don't like the name. That's what it comes down to.
He sounds like a butler.
He does sound like a butler.
snowboarder.
Shelly's suggesting I call him Miles. I like the name Miles.
Morales?
No. Who's that? Is that a baseball player?
Oh, it's Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Or it's the new
Apparently the
Spider-Man.
name comes from a saint. Interesting.
Giles?
Yeah.
The butler?
Yeah.
Saint of all butlers?
Butler saint. Patron saint of
Patron
butlers.
saint of butlers. There has to be one.
Okay.
We got them all.
Instead, I decided to shut off my phone and stick it inside a cabinet to avoid temptation. The wind was howling outside, and it felt like the perfect time to cozy up under a blanket, watch a movie, and hide from reality. I read in the characters all the time when I read. That's funny. That's really funny, right? A loud banging sounded against the window, and it startled me out of my nap. I jolted up from the couch, racing over to the window, and saw that it was just a tree branch getting thrown around in the wind. The time on the microwave told me that it was already almost 8 p.m. After binging 3 movies and eating all the junk food I could find in my studio, I must have dozed off on the couch. I was about to open the fridge and rummage through the bare contents when a massive gust of wind threw another branch into my window. At that exact moment, all of the lights in my apartment turned off. I screamed instinctively. The power must have gone out. The white snow outside reflected some light through the windows, but I could still barely see a thing. I took 2 steps towards the living room before colliding with the edge of the table. Shit! Ow! I rubbed my thigh. That was definitely going to bruise. I remembered seeing a box of what looked like camping supplies in the closet by the bathroom. Carefully, I made my way there and started rummaging through the disorganized mess. I pulled out a lantern and fiddled with the power button a few times, only to realize that the batteries must be dead. Groaning, I continued to rummage. My eyes adjusted slightly to the dark, and I came across a few candles and a lighter. This would have to do for now. I set 2 candles on the kitchen table and 2 on the coffee table and lit them. They gave off a very dim glow, but it was better than nothing. I remembered that Bev had left some books on the bookshelf, and I snagged one that looked like a mystery thriller. I wrapped the blanket around myself and curled up on the floor to put the book right next to the candles. I had only gotten through a few chapters when the banging at the door made me jump. I instinctively ducked under the coffee table like I was worried someone was trying to break in and kidnap me. When the banging continued, I realized that it was probably just Bev checking on me. I went over to the door, still wrapped in my blanket. Uh-oh. I don't even have to read to know what is coming. I don't even need to read on to know what is coming. Are you ready? We're about to beep boop up in this place. I'm almost willing to bet money that beep boop is coming to this lack of.
No, say the words, you coward.
I'm on live. I can't say the words. I don't want to get banned from TikTok. I like making money.
Only books.
Only books. Only books. That's for. What do you call it? What's it called?
I wonder, that has to exist.
Oh, for sure it does.
Like people were just reading those sort of books, like in a saucy way. Yeah.
And they're on Audible too. Saucy books are on Audible.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. The book that I read.
Do they read them in whispers?
I'm sure some people do. I don't like listening to whispers, so I've never heard one. But some of the books that some of the romance novels that I get occasionally will have sauciness in them. Like they don't advertise it, but it'll show up. Sure. And sometimes it's fine, and sometimes it's really embarrassing.
Like you're just like embarrassed while reading it, even though no one knows what you're reading.
No, sometimes I just think they did a poor job at writing it.
Oh.
I'm not embarrassed reading it.
Okay.
If they do a good job, you're like, oh wow, that was well written, and it feels like purposeful. But if they do a bad job, it just feels egregiously placed. You know? Does everybody feel that way?
They're like, I put on my wizard coat, and you're like, oh man, it's gonna be good. This is gonna be good. This is the good stuff.
Like the book, like Wreck the Halls. It didn't flow. You're like, this feels forced. I didn't like it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I didn't like that book in general. In fact, I've decided that I hate that author. I have now a vendetta against her. Yeah. Because now I've read 2 books. The first one I felt was mediocre. The second one I thought was bad. So I'm never reading any of her books again.
She should feel bad?
Yeah, she should feel bad. Why is she the leader in my genre right now? Let's go back to Meg Cabot. Anyway, it's like the scenes in TV. Sometimes people put in on those scenes and it's gross. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes it's like, oh, this is nice. And sometimes you're like, ew, can we skip? And it's not you know what I mean. Anyway, let's keep going. I thought it was just Bev checking on me. I walked over to the door, still wrapped in my blanket. It had only been 20 minutes or so since the power had gone out. What? There's no way she read multiple chapters in 20 minutes.
Maybe
the power went out. She went searching for stuff, found the stuff. It didn't work. Found other stuff, lit the candles, and read multiple chapters in a dark place in 20 minutes. I don't buy it. I call BS.
I put on a wizard robe.
And she put on a wizard robe. All in that time? I don't buy it. Thumbs up for wizard robe, thumbs down for no wizard robe. Thoughts, hopes, dreams? I opened the door to find Giles standing there in a large coat with the hood up. Wizard coat.
Do you remember that exchange?
I don't. What are you talking about?
I'm gonna find it.
I actually have no idea what you've been talking about, but I'm just going with it. I just went along with it because it felt like the right thing to do. His brow was creased and his jaw was locked. His arms were full of wood and a large square box. He looked very irritated.
I'm gonna see if I can find it.
Hey, you don't answer your phone? He asked, moving past me into the entryway, and I closed the door behind him. I called you like 100 times. He set down the stuff that he was carrying and glared at me. You can't have your phone off in a storm like this. How is anyone supposed to know if you were okay? Shit, I didn't even think about it. You're damn right you didn't think. He tore off his mittens and ran his hands through his hair. It's freezing in here. Well, duh, there's no power. You have a wood-burning stove. He gestured towards a cute black piece of furniture with a pipe going up to the ceiling. Oh, so that wasn't just for decoration. He groaned as he stooped down to the stove, opened it, and placed pieces of wood inside. So you were planning on what, just freezing to death in here? I shrugged pathetically. It hasn't been that long. I figured that the power would come back on eventually. Not tonight, it won't. The main power line went out and the whole town is down. The storm is too bad for them to fix it. They'll have to wait until it blows over, which likely won't be until tomorrow morning. He held a lighter to the bottom of the wood pile when a small flame flickered to life, and he shut the door and stood up. Thank you, I smiled weakly. Giles paced around the apartment. He opened a few cabinets before pulling out my phone. No food in here at all, but I found your missing phone. He handed it to me and gave me a look like he expected me to explain, but I just grabbed it from him and set it on the table. I've been meaning to get to the grocery store, but I've been busy. Well, I didn't have much at my house, but I brought some granola bars and a few other things to get you through the night. Giles mentioning his house captured my interest. Where do you live? I asked. His eyebrows shut up and the tension lifted his brow. On the other side of town. What's your house like? Why? He was looking at me as if I'd lost my mind. I shrugged. Just curious is all. I've never heard you mention it before. It's just a cottage 2 blocks off Main Street. I like to be close to everything. Sounds cute, I replied, trying to picture his house. It's not cute. Oh, sorry. Does that word offend you? He groaned in frustration. The only thing that offends me is people not answering their phones in the middle of a huge storm and forcing me to race down here to make sure that they're still alive and not buried under a pile of snow in a ditch somewhere. I smirked and tilted my head. You thought that I, Miss Florida herself, was outside in this weather? Well, if you had just answered your phone to confirm that, then I would have known for sure, he countered. All right, I give. I'm sorry. I kept my phone permanently glued. I'll keep my phone permanently glued to me from now on. Good. He placed a bag on the table and then walked over to the closet that was still opened. Grabbing the lantern, he moved back towards the table and removed the backing. You brought batteries? I asked, hopeful. He grunted in response as he continued to fiddle with the lantern. Seconds later, lamplight illuminated the room. I frowned. That's fairly stronger than my candles. Yeah, that's pretty old, he said, but it's gonna have to do. Did you bring anything else? Like what? I sat down at the table. Like a game or something. He cocked his head and the frown deepened. I was a little preoccupied with making sure that you were okay. Well, physically I'm fine, but I am a little bored. He rolled his eyes. It's been less than an hour, and you're that reliant on technology? I jutted out my bottom lip in a pout and nodded. The light flickered softly over his features, and he looked adorably disheveled right now. Although he was scowling at me, I couldn't take my eyes off his mouth. That was the one that was on mine just yesterday. So, yesterday, my voice trailed off, and I hoped that Giles would help me out here. Instead, he crossed his arms and raised his eyebrow, waiting for me to continue. It was nice. My words came out like a question, and I was desperate for him to confirm. Unfortunately for me, his posture changed. He sighed deeply and ran his hands over his face before looking at the floor. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. My face fell, and I relied on the dim light to hide the evidence of my disappointment. Why not? I asked. Look, I'm a mess right now. I'm trying to figure out a lot of shit, and I'm not very good company. You and me, it would just complicate things, especially since you work at the lodge. I blew the breath out that I'd been holding. I see. And I don't want to lead you on or anything. Believe me, I've learned my lesson with that. So, you didn't like it, I practically whispered. I hated myself for needing his approval. This was my first interaction with a man other than Garrett in years, and he was hurting my ego. Fuck, no, that's not what I meant. Look, I'd just be lying if I said I hadn't thought about doing it for a while now, but that isn't the point. The point is that we shouldn't be doing that, and it's not good for either of us. My heart started to beat faster at his words. He'd been thinking about doing that for a while. It wasn't just me. He knocked on the table a few times with his fist before announcing, I should get going. Just stay inside, okay? No need for games. Exactly. No need for games when we have beep boop. He started to move towards the door before I jumped to stop him. Wait, I pleaded, grabbing his arm. Raising his eyebrows, he stared down at me. What if it's not such a bad idea? I licked my lips and stared hungrily at his mouth. Maddie. Giles, we're both adults and we both want this, right? I stepped closer. Don't laugh, you're going to make me not be able to read it. It's going to be too hard to read if you're laughing at me.
I put on my wizard hat and robe. What's that? Hungrily.
He's whispering hungrily behind the camera. I hope you're enjoying that. You want to read it? Do you want to read this section?
No, I don't.
I badly want you to read this section. Giles, we're both adults and we both want this, right? I took a step closer to him. He didn't back away. Maybe we're both trying to figure things out right now, but this doesn't have to be one of those things. What are you saying? His voice was thick, and the tension between us was palpable. Secret Boyfriend audiobook edition.
Every voice, Giles' voice.
Shelly says she appreciates your humor. I want you. Let's forget about everything else for now. He bit his lip, still looking unsure, but also not backing away from me. I can't, Maddie. Trust me. I wish I could. I frowned and backed away from him. I get it. You're right. He stood there, staring at me for another moment before shaking his head. I better get going. Right, of course. Get home safe. Just text me if you need anything. He turned away and exited through the door. I groaned and cradled my head in my hands. I had practically begged him to make a move and he had rejected me. Wow, I can't believe I was wrong. I cursed myself for being so resistible. Before I had a chance to wallow in my self-pity, another knock sounded through the apartment. Oh, I wasn't wrong. My heart slammed against my chest as I cautiously approached the door. I swung it open to reveal Giles standing there, his eyes dark. Fuck it, he said before bringing his hands to the back of my neck and pulling me in, covering my mouth with his. So saucy.
Scandalous. I'm scandaled right now.
Shelly said she's trying to think if she's ever seen a dude bite his lip. Do you bite your lips? Do you?
Yeah, I've been that before.
Like in a moment of frustration?
Probably more of that, yeah.
Trying not to
It
say.
would not look saucy. I'll say that much.
It would not look saucy. Secret Boyfriend always looks saucy, you guys. Secret Boyfriend's growing a little bit of a beard right now. It's so saucy. All right. My hands went straight to his hair, and I raked my fingers through his messy waves. He kissed me slowly at first, with growing need as he slammed the door behind him and backed me into the table. I gasped as he took his hands off my face and placed them at the backs of my thighs before hoisting me up on the table. Whoa! Two people.
Sweet, keep going. I'm into it.
Grabbing at his thick jacket, I pushed it off his shoulders before he took his hands away from me for a moment to shrug it off. I don't know how much more of this I can continue with before we have to beep boop.
This is awesome. Keep going.
Keep going, you coward. I wrapped my legs around his torso, eager to pull myself even closer and feel his body against mine. When he grabbed my waist and yanked me toward him, I boop, 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 beep, boop, and moaned against his mouth. It had been too long since I had been touched like this. Warm hands moved from my lower back to the front of my sweater as Giles beep boop beep boop, beep boop beep boop. I lifted my arms and he tore it off of me, leaving me beep boop beep boop beep boop beep.
I mean, if I were a robot, I would be done by now.
Robot beep boop. It's a whole new
I
thing.
know. Pretty saucy.
Beep boop beep boop. I've wanted to do this for so long. I gasped as his mouth moved to my neck and his hands drew slow circles on my stomach. Beep boop beep boop. He gently beep boop beep boop.
We just do all the thes and the
I would love an audiobook of Secret Boyfriend reading 50 Shades of Grey. I don't think he could do it. I don't think he could get through it without laughing.
I would.
I don't think you could. I do not think you could get through 50 Shades of Grey without laughing.
Oh, I have to not laugh?
Oh, Grace wants it with no cuts and all the laughs.
You have the side commentary?
Yeah. I threw my head back, almost undone by the small brush of his fingertips. His fingers moved slowly, beep boop, beep boop, as he gently beep boop, beep boop, and his mouth moved south to beep boop, beep boop.
I'm reading this chapter later.
Okay, it's not. Renee said she'd pay extra on Patreon if you would read 50 Shades of Grey.
Okay, you can do that.
I gasped, beep boop, beep boop, beep boop, beep boop, beep. Giles, I moaned as my hands tangled in his hair, desperate for more. His mouth went beep boop, beep boop, beep boop, beep boop, beep boop, beep, and we desperately shed the rest of our layers. His mouth covered mine, suppressing another moan at beep boop, beep boop, beep, lifted me off the table.
Strong boy.
Yeah. Wrong boy. I'm never going to make it through this chapter. Oh, God. I straddled him and kissed him deeply as he walked us over to the bed where he turned around and fell back onto it, letting me fall on top of him before he rolled us over, pinning me against the sheets. I don't know if I can read this with you here.
I want to hear it, you coward.
Are you sure? He asked against my mouth. Yes. I breathed as I fumbled with the buttons on his jeans. He took over and had them off in seconds before beep boop beep boop. His hand beep boop beep boop beep boop beep boop beep boop beep beep boop beep boop boop beep boop beep boop beep boop boop beep boop boop beep beep boop boop beep boop beep boop boop beep boop beep boop beep boop beep boop 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 beep boop 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 beep beep boop beep boop boop.
Go on.
Go on.
Yeah.
Giles, I panted, my voice thick with desire. Please. He moaned against my neck. Beep boop beep boop. Beep boop beep boop beep boop beep beep boop beep. Oh, protection.
Oh, cool.
Becca said, and then.
Safety.
She said, and then.
And then. No, and then.
You sure? He asked again. Giles, please. Beep boop beep boop beep. I whimpered.
Whoa. Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. His mouth covered mine again. Beep boop beep boop beep boop beep. Beep boop beep beep boop beep beep boop beep beep boop beep boop beep.
You ever write a book of this stuff? You should do a beep boop
version in the audiobook.
No, in the actual book.
Oh no, Amanda. Well, Amanda, what you've missed so far has been a whole lot of beep boop.
It's very. It's saucy. It's so saucy.
Mary said, I need to get this book. Everyone, the sales for this book are about to skyrocket just because everyone wants to know what's behind the beep boops. She's going to be like, why did I get 20 new book orders today?
How did people only buy this one chapter?
It's so weird. Imagine if you could sell books by chapter. I didn't know you could buy books by chapter.
But they did it.
That's pretty funny. But that's the best part. When is book club? It's usually between 8 and 8:30 is when it started. It's in the morning. I had to talk to my mom about something this morning, so we were a little later this morning because I had to call my mom. Truly, I'm going to get it as soon as it's over. That's hilarious. Anyone who ends up buying this book, please go comment on it and just be like, came from Sasha's book club, so she knows that I'm why you got it.
Just don't say anything else.
Don't say anything else. Just tell her that you got it because of book club. All right. Beep boop beep boop beep beep boop beep boop beep boop beep 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 boop beep boop 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 boop beep boop 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 boop. I finally came undone. Is the last sentence.
Saucy.
Yeah, so saucy. Let's see. How long is the next chapter? I really want to finish this book before our anniversary, so I'm like, can I get through? Oh, it's a long chapter. Jeez.
Well,
No,
it's
it's
like this one. It'll be done in no time.
Right, seriously. Maybe it'll... Okay, let's try to get through this next chapter pretty fast. Let's try. I'm going to read fast. Okay. Chapter 20. Waking up, I yawned deeply and stretched my arms above my head. Squinting my eyes, I saw that the daylight was already creeping through the blinds. My body was beep, boop, beep. And feeling like I hadn't
I have to know
felt
what her
in
body
here.
was. Oh my god.
Maybe.
What did that mean?
Maybe ever.
Will you read this to me later?
I don't know. A smile played on my lips as I opened my eyes and turned over. I expected to find a still shirtless Giles. Instead, the bed was empty, and I jolted up, scanning my surroundings.
Giles.
Getting up, I threw an oversized hoodie on and checked the bathroom, the only room I could see from the bed, but he was nowhere to be found. The only sign that he had been there, and I hadn't fantasized the entire thing, was the bag of food he had brought over that was now laying on the floor after our escapades on the table last night. Shit, I groaned. Here I was, sleeping soundly, dreaming of waking up for part 2, and meanwhile he was probably already regretting what we did. My phone caught my eye in the kitchen, and I walked over to retrieve it, desperate to text Frankie about this turn of events, but there was a yellow Post-it note stuck to my screen. Keep this turned on, please. I smiled. Maybe he didn't regret it. While I waited for my phone to power on, I made a pot of coffee. Dings started sounding, and I eagerly snatched up my phone to read my missed messages. Giles, are you okay? Pretty much the whole town has lost power. Giles, Maddie, hello? Giles, answer your phone. While I felt bad that I hadn't seen these, a part of me felt pleased that he was concerned. My face fell at the last unread text. Bev, hey Maddie, the lodge lost power. No, but we've got a backup generator. No worries over here. I'm sending Giles to check on you since I don't think you have any supplies left at the apartment. That's why he stopped over, because Bev had asked him to? I groaned and cradled my face in my hands. He wasn't worried about me. He was just fulfilling a duty, and I threw myself at him like some desperate woman that hadn't been touched in forever. No wonder he left this morning so quickly. I texted Frankie. Maddie, I slept with Giles.
Right now?
Apparently,
Oh
she's for
my
real.
gosh.
Yeah.
Crazy brain. Crazy brain. She has a crazy brain.
Yeah. Everyone must be interacting with the slime hair video. It just popped up on my FYP. Oh, that's good. I hope everyone sees it so that all the parents in the videos I've been tagged in can rest easy. I didn't even have a chance to set my phone down before it rang. Hello? I answered. Tell me everything, my sister demanded. I gave her a recap of last night and this morning, including how I had woken up to Giles already gone and finding out that his aunt was the one that had asked him to check on me. I'm so pathetic, I said when I was done recounting the tale. No, you're not. He goes over to check on a hot girl in the middle of a power outage and ends up getting lucky? That's like every guy's fantasy. No way he regrets that. I'm sure that he was just as desperate as you were. I don't know about that. Well, I, for one, am proud of you for sleeping with someone else. And now you can forget that ex of yours, what's his name, ever existed. It was pretty amazing, I murmured. Dude, I believe it. That man is gorgeous. Do you have the Google image search of him just pulled up again? I'm making sure that I have the proper visual. God, I'm a little bit jealous. I groaned. Well, don't be too jealous. I doubt it'll ever happen again. Yet not with that attitude. When are you seeing him again? I mean, probably at the lodge today unless he tries to avoid me. Well, you better look extra good just in case. I took Frankie's advice to heart and made sure to spend a little extra time on myself that morning. My normally messy bronze hair was curled to perfection in large bouncy waves, and I had on my favorite black V-neck sweater. It wasn't low enough to be unprofessional, but it did show my chest off in the way that I hoped would play with Giles' imagination. I threw on my favorite pair of jeans and black boots before grabbing my coat. You've got this, I told myself, when in fact I had no idea if I had this. Something told me the situation with Giles was not going to be simple. Once outside, I walked carefully over to the lodge. Someone had shoveled the driveway and the path, so it was a lot easier to walk than I was anticipating. I took a moment to look up and around me in awe. The mountains were drenched in feet of snow. The early morning sun danced off of them, and the white peaks were glistening like diamonds. Even the cold air was starting to grow on me. I took in a deep breath and savored the crisp, fresh feeling. At the lodge, I threw open the back door to see a line of a few guests waiting at the front desk where Bev was standing. I rushed over to help. Busy morning? I asked her. Yeah, a lot of guests were supposed to come in last night. Are here this morning because of the storm. Got it. I waved to the next couple in line. I can help you get checked in right over here. The first hour of the day flew by as Bev worked the front desk. My brain had no time for excess thoughts. The minute the rush slowed down, however, I found myself scanning the lodge looking for certain someone. You just put the book in your Amazon cart? That's awesome. I think she signs them if you get them on TikTok, just so you know. Did Giles come over last night? What? Why would he come over? I sputtered, my face turning red. Bev raised her. What an idiot. What an idiot. Why would she do that?
Why?
Yes. Because she knows that Bev sent him over. So what she needs to say is, oh yeah, he came and dropped supplies, the end. If she says he didn't come, then Bev's going to be angry at him for not following her directions and then go approach him about it. Dummy dumb.
Well, so far,
Dummy dumb.
it's not the brightest ball.
Bev raised her eyebrow and looked at me through her thin glasses. Because I asked him to check on you when the power went out? He didn't come? Oh, right, I laughed nervously. He did. He brought over some batteries and food. Now you look like a liar.
Wow.
Looks like a liar.
No chill.
No chill whatsoever. Why is this happening here?
What's wrong with this girl?
I don't know. I nearly choked on... Oh, she patted me on the back. I'm glad that you were taken care of. I nearly choked on the sip of water I had just taken.
Oh, you took care of it.
At that moment, Giles and Johnny... That's why I hate it. Giles and Johnny. I hate that.
What is wrong with that?
It should be Giles and Johnny, if it's going to be anything. Because Giles and Johnny just...
Giles? Ugh.
Giles and Johnny walked into the lobby together and my heart started pounding out of my chest. He looked even better than usual, or my attraction to him was now feral after experiencing his hands all over my bare skin. Morning! I called out in a voice that sounded robotically cheery even to my own ears. Giles lifted his hand in a small wave. He looked like he wanted to head straight to the lounge, but Johnny sauntered over to the front desk, a huge grin on his face. Morning! How'd you like your first big snowstorm, Maddie? Giles raised his eyebrow next to his cousin and started to shift from foot to foot. He looked like a guilty kid that had just been caught doing something he wasn't supposed to. Well, Becca, at least I read it in beep boops so the kids didn't have to hear anything other than beep boops. They don't know what a beep boop is. They're 4. For all they know, it's just robots having a rip-roaring time.
Facts.
That's it. I'm going to look up the pronunciation on YouTube. Thank you, Grace. Turned it off. Now they left. Of course. It was exciting, I exclaimed, and I swear I saw Giles smirk at the floor. And the town looks so beautiful this morning. I think the snow is really starting to grow on me. I was hoping you'd say that. You've got to come snowboarding with us later. Aaron's going to meet us down here in a couple of hours. Biting my lip, I glanced out the window again. I don't know. I'm not really good. I'm still not very good. Since the day of my first lesson, I had gone down one more time with Aaron, and we made it onto one of the bigger lifts, and I managed to get down without falling, but a 3-year-old could still ski circles around me. You've got to experience a powder day. It's absolutely the best thing. Tell her, Giles. Giles shrugged. Yeah, it's pretty great. Plus, you're less scared to fall because if you do, you'll just land in a pillow of powder and you won't get hurt, Johnny said. Well, maybe, but Bev might need me here. Don't use me as an excuse. Bev looked up from the computer. I'll be fine here for a few hours. Well, then, sure, I guess. I finally caved. In truth, I did enjoy snowboarding and taking the afternoon off did sound like fun. I just wish that I was more confident on a board. Great. When Aaron gets down here, we'll come get you. Johnny tapped the desk and headed over to the lounge. Giles was about to follow him when I asked, Are you coming too? I tried to keep the hopefulness out of my voice. He stopped and finally looked at me. I'll be out there, but I've got to work. Ah, duh. My lips were starting to hurt from smiling so big. Why was I such a dork? He lingered for a moment and opened his mouth like he might say something, but then glanced at Bev and then back at me. I'll see you later, Florida. Bye, I called after him too loudly.
Dorks.
You have your headphones in? That makes sense. I called after him too loudly before slumping down on the stool behind me. I suppressed the urge to drop my head onto the desk in front of me. Apparently, I sucked at playing it cool. Have a nice day, I said to the last guest checking in today. Glancing over to the lounge, I saw Giles and Johnny still working. They had hung up everything to my specifications and were now unpacking boxes of old glassware from the original restaurant behind the bar. Normally, I would have joined them, but Bev and I had a steady stream of guests coming to the front desk all morning. Phew! Finally a lull. I really need a solitaire break, Bev announced as she pulled up the game on her computer and started clicking away. I forced a small chuckle and snuck another glance at Giles. He just took off his sweater and was wearing a black t-shirt that hugged his lean, muscular arms. Those same arms that had me pinned to my bed yesterday. No, stop that right now. But memories of last night kept flooding my mind, and I hated how little self-control I had. If Giles had asked me to meet him in the basement, I would have let him beep boop beep boop right there on the worn sofa.
Saucy. Right on the sofa.
Right on the sofa.
What a gal.
What a gal. My face was getting hot, so I fanned myself with one of the brochures.
Me too.
Want a baby to wake up, grab a coloring book and listen to a book and she'll wake up every time. Yeah, I believe that. You okay? Wait, I think that's a typo. It says you, comma, okay, Bev asked. I think that has to be a typo. I'm fine, totally fine, I mumbled. And then Johnny walked out of the lounge, down the hallway, probably to get something from the basement. Seeing Giles alone had me springing from my seated position. I'm gonna go see if Giles needs any help, I said. Bev didn't look up from her game as I walked over to him. I didn't want to give him a chance to escape. Hey, can I help? Before he responded, I grabbed 2 glasses from the box he was holding and started to unwrap them. I think I've got it under control, he teased. So? My voice trailed off. So? He raised his eyebrows, not helping me out with his awkward encounter at all. Are we gonna talk about last night? I whispered. He looked from side to side, making sure no one was within earshot before lowering his gaze back down to me. What's there to talk about? Just his nonchalance caught me off guard. What now? I asked. He sighed and grabbed my elbow, steering me away from the bar to a more secluded corner. Look, Maddie. Usually, I loved when he said my name, but his tone really had me nervous. I had a great time last night, really great, but I told you yesterday, I just don't think the two of us starting anything is a good idea. You said we couldn't go anywhere. Why can't we just have fun right now? His words stung, and I felt pathetic for wanting him as much as I did. I like you. Dragging his hand over his face, he glanced from the floor back to me. I like you too, which is even more of a reason not to let it go there. But I had a moment of weakness yesterday, and can you blame me? I mean, look at you. You're just...
This is amazing. It's everything you could want. It's everything you could want as a girl. He's so weak for her. And aren't we all?
You're weak for Maddie?
Everyone's weak for Maddie.
What? What about me? I'm right here.
You're weak for Maddie.
Oh, God.
Maddie's irresistible. Everyone knows it. We can't help it as the readers, as, you know, a society, as a people.
As a society.
I just think about Maddie all the time.
Nissa said you're weak for Maddie too, Sasha just admitted.
Maddie.
Okay. You're so fucking nice and a good listener. It's been hard to pretend like there's nothing here. Then why do we have to pretend? I whispered. It's easier this way. If we start something, it'll just get messy. Let's just focus on the lodge and working together, okay? Yes, my aquatic vehicle is very funny. Thank you, Becca. My face fell and I didn't bother to hide my disappointment. I'm sorry, okay? This isn't because I don't like you or because last night wasn't amazing. He trailed off as Bev and Johnny walked into the lounge. Bev looked back and forth between the two of us. Why are you two huddled in a corner? I glanced behind me to gesture to the posters hanging on the wall. Just admiring how good these look in here. Bev raised her eyebrows. She didn't look convinced. Giles, can you come over here and take a look at something our accountant sent over? Sure. He gave me a small apologetic smile before following Bev out of the lounge. Johnny eyed my sullen face. You okay there, champ? Of course. I straightened my posture and forced my lips to turn up. He glanced from me to Giles and gave me a knowing look. That sad face you had on a minute ago wouldn't have anything to do with my cousin, would it? The hairs on the back of my neck bristled. I tried to play it cool. What? I don't know what you're talking about. He shrugged. If you say so. Hey, you ready to shred? Aaron picked the perfect moment to walk in and interject. Definitely, I replied, desperate to get away from Giles and nurse my bruised ego. Isn't this perfect? Aaron shouted as I took a small tumble, laughing as I fell. You were right, I called back. We'd been out in the snow for a few hours now, and if I thought that boarding was fun before, I didn't know what I had been missing. Cruising in the fresh powder felt like floating, and Johnny was right. I was never nervous about falling, like when the terrain was a bit icier. This was helping my confidence. I could feel myself improving, even though I still needed to stick to easier terrain. The only downside was now that the resort was mostly open. The crowds had started to flow in. Dodging people while learning to snowboard was challenging. If only my ex-friends could see me now. Back home, I'd never even tried surfing. Now it was full-on cruising down the side of a mountain. Part of me wished that I still had social media so that I could rub my new adventurous, thriving self in their faces. You're crushing it. Johnny stopped next to me and threw up his hands for a high five. I can't believe you just started learning. I laughed. Yeah, I'm just glad I haven't broken anything. He continued down the hill while Aaron popped in down on the snow next to me. So, I heard a rumor. I eyed her warily. What? That Giles went to check on you last night and didn't come home. What? That's weird. Who told you that? I stumbled over my words. Johnny. Her smile was smug. She knew I was lying. He was there when Giles left to check on you, and then when he was shoveling the driveway at the lodge this morning, he saw Giles walking out of your apartment. He just forgot something. My excuse was pitiful, and Aaron knew it. She laughed. You can deny all you want, but I see the way you two look at each other. It was only a matter of time before you ripped each other's clothes off. Aaron! I hit the side of her puffy cloak. So you admit it. Please, don't tell anyone. He doesn't want anyone to know. She rolled her eyes. He can be so stupid. He just doesn't think it's a good idea for us to start anything since I work at the lodge. Like I said, stupid. You two start something the moment you got here. I sensed it at the bonfire. The shaking of my head was barely perceptible underneath my helmet. It wasn't like that. He didn't even like me when I first got here. He's stubborn and stupid, but he definitely likes you now. Well, even if he does, he already told me nothing's gonna happen again. Again? Aaron smirked at my admittance. Well, see about that. $50 said that resolution lasts less than a day. Why don't we just get down the hill? Fine, fine. Aaron stood up and took off. I placed my palms on the snow behind my back and pushed myself up much less gracefully. Leaning back on my heels, I slowly turned myself so that the front of my board pointed straight. The powder was so deep that I had to lean far back on my board so that the front didn't sink into the fresh snow. The part of the hill that we were on today was crowded, and I was hyper-focused on not getting too close to anyone else as I made my way down the hill. The green hill, which was the easy, flat one that I was on, intersected at times with more difficult terrain. The skiers and boarders shooting down those sections intimidated me. I was just arriving at a point where my flat hill intersected with a steep one. After looking both ways a few times, I continued. Moving my board was becoming second nature, and my thoughts shifted to Giles. Giles. Fudge. Which is it? Giles, thank you, sorry. Why can't my brain get this? Like, why can't it stick in my brain? Lack of brain cells.
Because we made it a thing.
Because we made it a thing. Aaron was right. Would he really change? Was Aaron right? Would he really change his mind? I hoped she was right. All I wanted was a repeat of last night. On your right! A loud shout sounded directly behind me. I looked over my shoulder in panic, and all I saw was a sloppy skier coming directly at me at full speed. I dug my toes into the turn, trying to get out of the way, but suddenly, the movement had me off balance. Right before I was about to fall, the skier hit me full force. The collision knocked the wind out of me and pushed me right off the edge of the flat green terrain and into a steep sea of trees.
Oh no.
That's bad. She's gonna break something. I don't think she's gonna die, but I think she's gonna break something. The book's not over. She can't die yet. Grace said that's why she doesn't ski.
She died.
You think she died?
Yeah.
Should we read the first sentence of the next chapter to see if she's still alive?
No, she's dead.
She's dead?
There's no reason to read on. Oh, let's be sad. It's just gonna be Giles giving a eulogy.
Here lies Maddie. I knew her well.
I beat booped her. It was a fun beat boop.
It was a good beat boop, but not good enough.
Mm-hmm. I thought I could beat boop her back to life, but I couldn't.
Well, the next line is I screamed as my adrenaline kicked in.
Okay, well maybe not. It was a good guess.
All right, friends. That was 2 chapters of some beat boop and some unbeat boop.
It was saucy. We all enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was great. And that's all the things. What else is going on? I'm going to try to do some custom slimes today, so expect those videos soon. And I have to edit some of my book today. How's the book going? What chapter are you on? 5, 6, something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. You like it so
I
far?
I wrote notes for chapter 6.
Yeah?
I love it. It's awesome.
Yeah? You're into it?
Yes, I am into it. I love it.
I'm going to text you in a few minutes, Becca.
She's the voice of a generation.
I'm the voice of a generation. Do you think...
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to fix that, Liz. Please tell a secret boyfriend to make his team win tomorrow. The Vikings are depending on them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
Oh, we have football tomorrow? I can wear my Steelers shirt.
Yes.
Our sister-in-law got me a Steelers shirt for part of my Christmas present.
Sasha now owns more sports shirts than me.
It's true.
'Cause I own 0.
And I'm going to wear it for the game tomorrow.
I own exactly 0.
Yes, Shelly, that's true. So still have
Here's
to
the
withdraw
thing.
from non-new slime every day.
The
I know,
Steelers-
Jen. I know. I'm
The
gonna do
Steelers are
it.
very bad, and you're going to be very frustrated.
Who are we playing
about
against?
Let's see.
Let's
forget. I honestly forget. It's bad. Let's see. What are we?
Shelly, I have to fix something anyway, so don't stress about rushing right now because, yeah. Seahawks. They're playing the Seahawks.
Oh, that's right. That's going to be a hard game. But you never know.
But we did really well in the last game.
We play at 105.
She did get me a
PST.
sports ball costume. She also got me these. I'm wearing
There's so
a
many
onesie
games
right
tomorrow.
now.
Wow.
This onesie that I'm
Is
wearing.
today Saturday? Oh, today's Saturday.
Today's Saturday,
Oh,
so we're
okay.
playing tomorrow.
Oh, there's games today.
The actual thing, not
There's
the
a
contract,
game
Shelly.
today.
There's a game at 8 a.m. today?
No, there's a game today.
What time?
5:15.
Oh, we could see that. It could go either way. They both have the same record.
Lions Cowboys. I hope the Lions win.
secret boyfriend's brother and sister-in-law are having another baby, and that's why I have these pajamas, because they got us all matching pajamas to announce the baby.
Very cute.
It is.
It's gonna be an adorable baby.
It's gonna be an adorable baby. So we all got these matching pajamas as the announcement. We got to open them on Christmas Eve, and when we opened them, it said another Beep Boop baby. No, not Beep Boop. Their last name. Another baby is coming. They have a lot of babies. And so that was how they announced it. It was very cute.
It was.
And their oldest daughter was there, and she got to open one that said, "I'm in my biggest sister era." It was very cute.
Well, the second oldest.
No, the oldest.
Oh, they gave one too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was the only one. Everyone else was asleep before that happened. Remember?
Oh,
She was the only one old enough to stay awake for that.
You're right.
Yeah, the others are babies. She's 12, so she could stay up with us. But yeah, she's got the I'm in my biggest sister era one. Yeah, it was very cute.
It's adorbs.
A lot of them are close in age, except for the oldest. So the oldest is 12, and then below that it's 2, 10 months, and then this one. Becca said they sound close in age. Best of luck.
It's on purpose.
Hey, Lainey, happy belated birthday to you too, my love. Lainey is my almost birthday twin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
She's the one who got me that candle sitting right there last year for my birthday. It's true.
It's very fun.
Yes. You're tired for them? They're probably tired for you. Yes, Capricorn sisters. Yeah, 3 and 3 years. Isn't that wild? Yeah. Or 3 and 4 years, I guess. One right after the other. May the odds be ever in their favor. Yeah, they're doing it on purpose though, so they know what they're doing, and this was a choice on their part.
There's no accidents here.
No, there's no accidents. They wanted that. She's even got like that little ring thing that like monitors everything. So this was very on purpose. There's no accidents in their family.
Or 0.
They would like 17 children, so they have to have them in succession to get to 17. I'm kidding. They're probably not going to have 17, but still.
But they say 17.
The joke is that they always say 17. They always go, well, we have 17 kids. So, not really, Becca. Not actually 17. Yeah, no, it's not for everybody. Your little sister was an accident. I was an accident, but none of my siblings were an accident. She and your brother are twins. What?
You're not an accident.
No, I was an accident.
You're
Yeah.
not an accident.
You were an accident too, Becca. Yeah. Becca's biological father is just about as good as mine. So.
Yeah, but don't call yourselves accidents.
But Catherine and Ben were very on purpose.
You're not accidents either, dude. Don't say it.
Okay. Well, you were very on purpose. Right?
But you're not an accident.
No, I know. But you were planned. Yep. All right. Well, I will see you all later. You were a Hail Mary baby? That's funny. That's really cute, Jen. I like that.
I have a Hail Mary baby.
Yeah. Secret boyfriend has one as well. She's 15 years younger than him. Oh, Becca.
What?
She was talking about Deborah. I was the only planned one of 5. I guess my adopted brother. Yeah, well, an adopted baby is definitely planned. Yes, definitely.
Unexpected adoption.
Unexpected. No, it's not. No. His youngest sister is quite a bit younger. That's right. You are the best thing your parents ever made.
They
That's
were
right.
They were like, oh my god, our middle child is so awesome. We have to try for one more after all. I think
That's what they said.
Yeah, that's what they're thinking.
I mean, now that's definitely what they say. They call you their angel baby.
Angel
That's
baby.
what Secret Boyfriend's mom always says, that he's her angel baby. That he was so good and so perfect that he's an angel.
That's true.
I mean, me too, basically, Becca. 5 new... Oh, yes! Okay, wait, in case anyone was following along with Liz's Slime Advent Calendar video of the day, she got 5 new Advent Calendars to keep us all going. So tomorrow, check in there.
5 from where?
Wait, that's what happened with Secret Boyfriend's sister. Renee said her mom got her tubes tied after her and then reversed 11 years later.
Yeah.
That's literally what happened. Secret Boyfriend has a brother after him.
Even longer.
Yeah, there's a... Well, no, it was 12
no.
years after your brother, right, basically?
Yeah.
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 So
Yeah,
Secret Boyfriend has a younger brother, and then she got her tubes tied because he was so wild, and then
Well, no, because it was
a difficult pregnancy,
and all that.
and then got it reversed 11 years later, and 12 years later had another baby, and then I guess
didn't need to get them tied again because at that point she was
Yeah.
older. I'm guessing. I don't really know.
She didn't get tied again.
No, I wouldn't imagine so.
I think, but yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I will see you all later. Definitely there will be some slime thing, something today. I don't know exactly what. We had to grocery and you got them removed. Well, you have a lot of kids though, Amanda. You can kind of do whatever you want. You've fulfilled your duty to repopulate the planet.
Obligation to God and country.
Yeah. You never know. My mom was 48 when she had my brother. My mom was 46 when she had my brother. Also with no IVF, no anything like that. Just naturally had him. Yeah, so it's true. Yeah.
God and country.
You had your tubes removed, no more babies. Yeah, and you just have just one. But he's so cute. He's a good one. You're getting yours done on the 17th. Yeah, that's fair. All right, so I will see you all later. If you're on Patreon, expect some updates and stuff today. Liz, I will have an update for you. Shelly, I will have an update for you. I need to get mine removed. We don't need a miracle baby. Oh no. Wouldn't it be cute though, Renee? It'd be kind of fun.
Golden country.
Renee has one son who is adopted, so it would be a bit of a shock if they if they got one more. He's not a baby anymore. It's a bit of a gap. Anyway, I will see you all later. I hope you enjoyed all the beep boops.
Everyone loves a beep boop.
Everyone go on my most recent post and just comment everyone loves a beep boop and let's just see what everyone says. They're gonna be like, oh what? All right, bye guys.
Bye.